Alright, so I'm going to be reviewing the Avengers movie. I know it's a week late, but better late than never, and I just want to share my thoughts on the movie. Um, Basically, it's been built up for quite a while now. I think when the first Iron Man movie came out, they pretty much led up to the whole idea of the Avengers movie after the credits. From what I understand, though, it was like only put in as a maybe to see if the other films in the series, in the Marvel series, even worked well at all. So it definitely wasn't a definite from that point on, but obviously the second Iron Man was pretty decent. You know, wasn't as good as the first for sure. But the Hulk movie, the second one with Edward Norton, was a really big success. Thor was good. Captain America was good. So obviously, the Avengers was going to happen. And when it finally did, when it finally was being made, we got Joss Whedon to be the director of the film. Obviously, he did Buffy, Firefly, Angel, and stuff like that. All awesome. Although I've only watched Firefly, but awesome. Anyway, so I had really big hopes for the movie, but I was skeptical because I guess the idea of putting six superheroes into a movie seems like it might not work in like concept, because there seems like you'd have to share a lot of screen time, and it's kind of difficult to flesh out six characters so well in a movie. And a lot of people were also concerned that it was basically going to be Iron Man and Friends, the movie, because Robert Downey Jr. has a tendency to steal the show from people, or at least he just has a very like magnetic personality that kind of draws you in and stuff like that. So that's another thing. But basically, after having seen it last week on opening night, I can honestly say that everything about the movie was excellent. Like, on all honesty, I've never seen a better comic book film. You can say The Dark Knight was probably better, but I don't consider it as much a comic book film. It feels a lot less superhero-y or comic booky. It feels more like a crime movie that happens to have Batman in it. But the Marvel film universe that they've set out for, like, from Iron Man till Thor and Captain America came out, feels very much more comic booky, but also very accessible to general film audiences. So when like the Avengers came out, honestly, everything about it was very, very well done. The script writing was top notch. Like, Joss Whedon has a really strong handle on how to measure humor in with seriousness and stuff like that, and create likable characters that draw you in with believable, fun scenarios and personalities and stuff like that. So that really helped to bring the movie along. Like, humor was a big part of it. Obviously, the action scenes were really good. It was, yeah, it was really cool to watch. Like, see the characters getting to know each other and stuff like that. The only area off the top of my head that I could even consider that the movie was lacking was the soundtrack. The score of the movie was pretty much more or less forgettable, but not that it was bad. It was just like, okay, it's just there. It's just stock action stuff, right? But yeah, other than that, like, I was a little bit skeptical at first, but with Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, as Bruce Banner, but after having like seen him do the performance, it was really different from Edward Norton's take on the character. While Edward Norton seems like a much more take charge, kind of like, you know, go get him kind of character, Mark Ruffalo was actually played a lot more of like the nerdy scientist kind of thing really well, and he seemed like he was, you know, a little bit more uncomfortable, like, you know, interacting with the team and stuff like that. Not in like his acting was uncomfortable, but he himself like portrayed an uncomfortable character and stuff like that, which was actually really good. Like, he did the whole, like, you know, Leonard Hand thing, so like, yeah, it felt like he was actually like a little bit nervous and stuff to be around these people. And then you had like Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., like, you know, trying to like incite him turning into the Hulk and stuff like that. So that was pretty good for a lot of humor. Yeah. Um, then yeah, so like he was very good as the Hulk. Chris Hemsworth, awesome as Thor. Pretty much, if you saw Thor, was really good. Chris Evans, like, yeah, he's great as Captain America. I don't like the new suit. The new suit looks a little bit silly. The helmet makes his face look kind of scrunchy and stuff like that. Looks a little bit silly, but other than that, still really cool. A lot of people were wondering initially how they were going to make Black Widow and Hawkeye seem cool next to characters like Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America. Even though Captain America's just kind of like semi superhuman, just like peak human or whatever. But they did it pretty well. Like, they had their own moments and stuff like that. Hawkeye was pretty badass, and Black Widow was pretty cool. Plus Scarlett Johansson, right? So that's, you know, worthy of making it being watched anyway, right? But yeah, uh, Plus, then you get the after the credit scene, so obvious, or mid credit scene, which if you don't want spoilers, turn off the video now. But basically, yeah, you get to see Thanos in the credits. So we're obviously leading up to an Avengers 2. Could possibly involve the Infinity Gauntlet and stuff like that, if you're familiar with Marvel at all. So that should definitely be pretty cool. Plus, we get Iron Man 3, and just for the record, apparently the guy who plays Coulson, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but apparently he's signed on to play Coulson still, so we might see him return. I'm thinking that he might return as Vision, like Tony might implant his personality into like a cyborg, or sorry, an android, make him Vision. And then we have Thor 2, probably another Hulk movie, and Captain America 2 on the way, which I think has a lot of potential to be a really good character piece. They could basically have Captain America in modern day and stuff like that, and show him adapting to like modern life and stuff like that. So they could really do a lot of good stuff with the character if they go in that direction, which I think they should. So yeah, we have those in the coming years. As for the talk about a Justice League movie, I don't see it happening. I actually wrote something, and I should probably include that if anyone's interested in reading it. Basically, my thoughts on why a Justice League movie isn't in the work. Well, it's potentially in the works, but why I don't think it would work. I'll probably make another video on that, and I'll post it later. But yeah, so for now, like if you're thinking about seeing the Avengers but are still skeptical about it for any reason, it's great fun for comic book fans, and even if you're not a comic book fan, you'll enjoy the movie. It's a lot of fun, really good humor, really well written, and just a total blast to see. Definitely probably the best popcorn flick of the summer, and even apart from that, just insanely like well done and just a solid movie. So yeah, recommended for everyone. Thanks.